So good morning everyone. Today I am going to discuss module 2, which includes uh, history of C, okay, introduction of C, basic structure of C program, concept of variable, constant and data types in C, operators and expressions like arithmetic operation, relational operation, operator, logical operator, assignment operator, increment and decrement operator, conditional operator, bitwise expressions, operator precedence and associativity, managing uh, uh, input and output operation, and formatting input output. So these are the topic for discussion. So uh, who is the inventor of C and who has developed the C language? So C was originally developed in 1970s. Okay, 50 years before. During 1970s by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratories, Bell Telephone Laboratories. It is a high-level language. General purpose structured programming language means each and everything is written in a structured format. Instructions of C consist of terms that are very closely to same to algebraic expressions consisting of certain English keywords such as if, else, for, do, and while. Okay. So whatever we are going to solve using mathematical language, we are doing likewise in this uh, C programming also. C contains certain additional features that allows it to be used at a lower level, acting as bridge between machine language and high level language. Actually, although C is a high level language, but it is also considered as middle level language. Middle level language. The reason behind this is that it acts as a bridge between lower or machine language and higher level language. Okay. And this allows C to be used for system programming as well as for application programming. So whenever you are having such a low degree of features, then you can use it with system programming as well as application programming. Like operating system is developed in C language. C language itself is developed in C language, and some other application programs like traditional railway reservation system was developed in C language. Okay. So what are the different features of C language? It is portable. It is based on syntaxes and semantics like printf is a syntax. Okay. And several other syntaxes are there. So based on syntax, integer, float.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, your screen is not visible.
My screen is not visible. Okay. Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Dennis Ritchie was the inventor, and the topic which we are discussing today is these many topics, and it will run on next day also. So let us start. So C is a portable language. Okay, it is portable language means the code of C language can be migrate from one place to another place. So this is portability, but same platform portability is there. Means you have write your code in this machine and you can run the same code on some other machine, but it is based on same processor and same architecture. Okay. Now come to syntax based. So this C language is syntax based. It is case sensitive. It is case sensitive means this printf and this printf has different meaning. Okay, these are not same. Case means uppercase or lowercase. So this is case sensitive. Structured oriented. The program is written in a well structured manner. It is middle level language. I had already explained you how why it is middle level language, because it acts as a bridge between higher level language and machine level language. So what is machine level language? Okay, machine level language is it is specific to particular machine. Suppose my system is there. So whenever we are talking about machine means processor. Okay, processor architecture. So like in your Android system, ARM is the processor. In my system, Intel Core i7 8th generation processor is there. In your system, maybe 10th generation, 12th generation, whatever generation may be there. But Intel architecture is similar for most of the processor lines. But if we are talking about AMD processor, like one processor was suggested in previous class, that is, I don't know what is the name of processor. Okay, so this is based on AMD. So AMD follows different architecture. Motorola has different architecture. Motorola processor. Okay, I'm not talking about Motorola mobile phone. Motorola 68000 architecture. Likewise. So and then so this machine uses language of 00101100. Okay, and in that machine one more coding is there, that is based on assembler. Okay, so assembly language is there. In that assembly language, 23 edge, 64 edge, likewise we have write the code, and these code is having a different meaning. Okay, so we can use power of assembly language as well as low level language in the C programming language. That's why it is middle level. Use of pointer. Uses of pointer means you can point to any particular location. Each and everything whatever you are using is stored in memory. So we are capable of pointing to that memory location, and we are able to access the memory location. This is very low level of programming. Okay, whenever you are able to point to particular memory location means exact memory location. So this is the beauty of pointer. An ugly face of pointers also. Platform dependent means I am writing code for a Intel machine. So here it has different meaning. Here the compiler is different. And if I am using with Apple is also using the my Intel processor. So there is no problem. But in case of AMD microprocessor, for that AMD microprocessor, we are following some different set of instruction. Okay, see, this is our C code. This is our C code. Okay, in front, this is our C code, and in background, what happened? Assembly code is there. Okay, and then in background, low level code is there. So this assembly and low level code is processor specific. Okay, that's why these processor and operating system together forms the platform. So it is platform dependent, means for a particular platform we need to use different compiler of C, and it is compiler based. We have compilers. Okay, it is compiler based. Then modularity means we can divide the program into small module. Okay, small module. What do you mean by small module? Like if you want to calculate the sine series. Okay, so sine series included factorial. Okay, as well as power function. So we use both the function in sine function. So it is the beauty of C programming that we can break the module in smaller pieces, and we can reuse these modules for our whole programming. This language is because it is very near to machine. That's why it is very fast. And because whatever code you are writing, okay, it is efficient. Efficient means it will give you 100% result according to your logic. The machine does not know what you are writing. Okay, so machine only produce the output according to your input. So whenever you are giving a right input or right set of programming code, then it will give you efficient output, and it is very fast. This language is very powerful because of pointers and some other facility. It is simple. Why simple? Because it uses only 32 keywords. Okay, 32 keywords. Its dictionary consists of only 32 words. So this is the beauty of programming. Now how to write? What is the analogy between English language and C language? C language uses alphabets. English language uses alphabets. In C language, alphabet, digit, special symbols, these are the kind of alphabet. These alphabet forms word. Here it will form the constant, variable and keywords. These words form sentences. Here instructions are there, and several sentences form a paragraph. Here several instructions form a program. So this is the analogy of C program with English language. Why it is known as language, why we are calling C as a language. So this is the reason why we are calling the language, because this language is able to talk, this language is able to negotiate between the user and user, like we and the machine. So we can talk to the machine by using this C language. Okay. And why it is compiler based? Because we are talking means we are writing the program, and this program is further compiled into machine understandable language. That's why it is known as compiler. Okay. So let us now discuss the character set of C. C language consists of some character set, numbers, and some special symbols. The character set of C consists of all the alphabets of English language, and these are A to Z. Okay, A to Z, then capital A to Z, fine. Then numeric like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. Special symbols like curly braces, square brackets, question mark, plus, minus, star, slash, percent, exclamation, semicolon, and many more symbols are there. And these symbols is having different meanings. So the word form from the character sets are building block of C. Okay, and are sometimes known as tokens. So these words means if we are using all these sets, it is able to form token. It is able to generate the token. So what is the token? The word formed from the character set. These are the character set, and these are the building block of C, and it is sometimes known as, not sometimes, always known as token. These tokens represent individual entity of language. So there are different types of tokens. Okay, each and everything whatever we are writing is a kind of token. Like identifiers are the variables. Okay, so how do we identify particular variable like A, alpha, B, etc. Then keywords, then constant, then operators, and finally punctuation symbols, special symbols. There are some punctuation symbols also, and we are always using colon and semicolon. Most of the time we need to use colon and semicolon. Okay. Operators like plus, minus, asterisk, divide. Identifiers already told. Keywords are the reserved words. Constant are the special constant. So let us discuss each and everything in detail. So what are the identifier? A C program consists of two types of element. Okay, user defined and system defined. User defined means whatever user is going to define, and system defined means it is already defined by the compiler. Identifier is nothing. It is a name given to these elements. Whatever elements we want to create, it is a name given to these elements. An identifier is a word used by the programmer to name a variable, function, or label. Okay, so variable, like in a program, A plus B equals to sum. So these are the variable. Fine. Sum is a variable, A is a variable, B is a variable. Then come to function. Suppose we want to create a function. Fine. The name of function is force, and the parameters inside that function is mass and acceleration. Okay, so this is a function. So this name and these are the variable name. So this is also a kind of identifier because it identifies the function name. Then come to label. Label means suppose a particular place, if you want to go to this particular place, and I am giving this label as repeat. Okay, so this is a label. Repeat is a label. So go to statement के साथ you can write repeat. Okay, so this is label, and this is also user defined. So these are the different type of identifiers used by the programmer. Identifiers consist of letters and digits in any order. Okay, in any order means whatever you want to write, huh? And except that the first character or the first thing is character or label. Okay, So you can write anything. Means 32C is not correct, but C32, D42, etc. you can write. And even underscore C32 is also you can write. So these are the identifiers. Identifiers consist of letter and digit if any order, except that the first character must be a letter. Both uppercase and lowercase can be allowed. Okay, because it is case sensitive, so you must be aware that whenever you are writing force, okay, and this force, both has different meaning. Fine. So be careful while writing anything, and it is better practice. How I will show you how to practicize the C programming language. These are the keywords. Keywords are the reserve words. Okay, these are system defined identifiers. So total 32 keywords are there. Total 32, and based on these 32 keywords, you can create any type of program. Any type of program, like whatever graphics you are visualizing here. Each and everything can be done with the help of C programming language. Then keywords are the reserve words of the language. Reserve words means it is reserved. You cannot use as a variable. They have a specific meaning in language and cannot be used by the programmer as a variable. Suppose you want to use any reserve word, so you need to change the case. Like if you want to use a case, okay, so this case is a reserve word. When you use as a variable, it will give an error. But if you write case, so you can use this, okay, but you cannot use this. So try to avoid all this thing. C is a case sensitive. It means these must be used as it is, whatever written. And the beauty of this language is each and every keyword is written in small cases. Okay, so there is no chance to forget the, or no chance to perform any kind of error. And there are only 32 keywords in C programming. So this is also a beautiful thing. Okay, on the basis of these 32, we can do the programming. Like if you want to declare a variable, so double, integer, long, short, float, signed, these are the means type. Okay, and character is also there, character and constant. So these are the data types. So these many things are already gone. Now come to looping and branching. Okay, so case, break, else, um, return is also there, but let us not. Switch, go to, for, continue, default, do, if, while. Okay, and void is also data type. So these many keywords will be used by us within 1 or 2 days. Okay, as a programming. Even return is also used by us. So only few are left, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Only 9 keywords are there, which we will use later on. Okay, but these 23 keywords we are going to use very soon. Variables. So what is a variable? It is a name given to storage area. Okay, it is a name. Variable is a name given to storage area. What do you mean by storage area? So in RAM, okay, whenever you are writing program, integer A, B, and C, float, F, okay, character, uh, character, answer. Okay, so these are the variable, and let me use only 3 variables, or not an issue. So inside memory, what will happen? Like for integer, 2 byte spaces will be created in the name of A, in the name of B, in the name of C. Okay, 2 byte, because integer size is 2 byte, 2 byte, 2 byte, and 2 byte. Now come to float. Float size is 4 byte. Okay, so this float will be created as 4 byte. Okay. And then character size is 1 byte, single byte. So answer is used for single byte. So whenever a question asks that how many, what is the minimum size required to store all these variables? So the answer is 2 to 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. So total 1 byte of storage will be required to occupy these data. Okay. So this is variable name given to storage area sorry that our program can manipulate. Each variable in a C has a specific type which determines the size and layout of variable's memory, the range of value that can be stored within the memory, and set of operations that can be applied to the variable. So we will see the range of variable. Okay, like suppose this character is having 1 byte. Fine. Character is of 1 byte. 1 byte means 8 bit. So what is the possibility? 4 times 0 and 4 times 0. 8 times 1 and 8 times 1. So this is 0 to 255. Okay. Total 256 numbers are possible here. So in examination, there may be question asked by you that what will be the range, what is the range of character, what is the range of integer, and what is the range of float. So no need to worry about this. This is purely based on binary mathematics. Each and every time if you have answer, what is the size of integer? So size of integer is 2 byte. So you can write 2 to the power 16 because 1 byte is of 8 bit and 2 byte is of 16 bit. 2 to the power 16 will give you the answer. The name of a variable can be composed of letters, digits, and underscore character. It must begin with either a letter or an underscore. So like you can write underscore k or k. Okay, but you can not write 9k, 2k, etc. So this is the naming convention given by the C programming language. It must begin with either a letter or an underscore. Upper and lowercase letters are distinct because C is a case sensitive language, and there are some basic variable type like character. Character stores 1 byte. Typically it stores 1 byte. Okay, I had already shown that what will be the range of character because there are very few characters. 26 plus 26 is 52. Okay, sometimes 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 10 is also considered as character. These are the ASCII characters. The special characters are also character. So we will write a program to find different character set. Why we are using character as 1 byte in C programming language. In other programming language, it is not 1 byte. Okay. Now come to float. Floating point is single precision floating point value. Double is double precision floating point value, and void is the it represents the absence of type. Means it is typeless. Sometimes it is required to use void. Okay, so when we use void, we will see in programming also. Then come to constant. There are different constants like integer constant, floating point constant. If you want to declare these constants, so you need to use a variable. You need to declare this constant as const double pi. So you cannot pi equals to 2 pi. Okay, this is a wrong convention. You cannot use like this because pi is always pi because of this constant keyword. If suppose this constant keyword is absent, then you can write pi equals to 2 pi, pi equals to 3 pi, whatever you want to write. So just write this sentence and remind me that I had told you about something about constant. So I will make a program because for this purpose there is no program. Okay, in book, in my mind the programs are there. Here pi is a constant. Basically what it means that pi and 3.14 is the same for this program. Okay. Integer constant is a numeric constant associated with number without any fractional or exponential part. There are three types of integer constant in C programming like decimal constant, octal constant, and hexadecimal constant. So whenever we are going to solve some problems related with octal, hexadecimal and uh, decimal, obviously we are using every time. So I will explain this thing. So here we showed floating point constant. So you can see that floating point constant can be written as 2.0, 0.0000 through 234 and minus 0.22 e minus 5. So these are the way of representing floating point. Okay. So whenever I am explaining floating point, how do we write floating point number and what are the different standard to write floating point number? I will show you how this e is coming, because e is not a number and even e is used with hexadecimal number. So how we can use it with decimal number? So there is a special meaning of this e. E means exponent. Okay. Then character constant. Character is a constant which uses single quotation around characters. For example, A, L, M, F. If we use in conjunction with a single quote, then it will become character constant. And string constant is used with a double quote. So whenever we are writing like answer equals to yes. Okay. So how we write answer equals to yes. Okay. So this is string and answer equals to y, single quote. This is character, but answer equals to double quote y. This is also a string. Okay, both has different meaning. Whatever we are writing with double quote, it is string, and whatever we are writing with single quote. Okay, so this is character. There are escape sequences. Escape sequences are special sequences, and it is used. Suppose backspace you want to use, or form feed, new line you want to use. How do you write new line? Just pressing enter is not sufficient. Okay, thus just pressing enter has different meaning, and it will generate you error. So for this purpose we have created slash n. Okay, slash n. So all the slashes, okay, not Michael Jackson slashes. This is Michael Jackson slash, and this is backward slash. So we are always using backward slash as skip sequence. Okay, so what is the meaning of these? Backspace, form feed, new line, return, horizontal tab. If you want to use tab character like this, vertical tab like this, backslash. If you want to print backslash, so you need to use slash and slash together. Okay, then only you will be able to print the slash. If you want to use single quote, so for printing single quote you need to use slash. For double quote also slash. For question mark also slash, because these punctuation symbol, these are punctuation symbol, and these has special meaning in C programming. So you cannot use directly. Okay, you need to use power of escape sequence. There is one more escape sequence available, slash a. So this is for alarm. Okay, so it will create an alarm, and automatically whenever you are writing a program it will beep. Okay, then operators. There are different operators in C. Operators means these are the special symbol which operates between operands, like a plus b. So plus is an operator, and a and b are the variable, and also known as, because it is operated between operator, so it is also known as operand. Okay, so an operator is a symbol which operates on a value or a variable. For example, plus is an operator to perform addition. C programming has wide range of operators to perform various operations. For better understanding of operators, these operators can further classified as arithmetic operator like plus, minus, asterisk, divide, increment and decrement operator. So we will see each and every in next slides. Assignment operators, relational operators, logical operators, conditional operators, bitwise operators, and special operators. So let us see arithmetic operator. These are the operator. Okay, these are the operator, and what is the meaning of each and every operator? So plus is an operator used for addition or unary plus. What is the meaning of unary and binary? There are two terms, binary and unary. Unary means only single operand. with single operand. Oh, with single operand. Okay, or variable. And binary means with two operand. And there is one more operator, ternary. And this is with three operand. Okay, so in case of binary means binary operator means a plus b. We need two operand to operate over this operator. Okay, so this is binary. A plus plus, only single operator is here, and this becomes unary. And a question mark a colon b. Okay, so whatever condition is true here, three operands are there, although different operators we are using, but this type of operator is used known as ternary operator. We will use it. Then come to minus. Minus is also having subtraction or unary minus operation, multiplication and division, and this is modulo division. Okay, remainder after division. This is modulo division, like 63 divided by 2. Okay, so whenever we are dividing, it will always produce 63 mod 2 will give you 1. Clear? Increment and decrement operator. Okay, increment is plus plus and decrement is minus minus. Okay, so C programming has two operators, increment and decrement, to change the value of an operand, constant or variable. So these are often used with programming for a looping, like while loop and for loop. So with the while and for loop, because it is a loop until a specific condition ends or come. So this is also known as iterations. So for iterations, we are using increment and decrement operator. Increment increases the value by 1, whereas decrement decreases the value by 1. These two operators are unary operators, meaning that they only require a single operand, or they only operate on a single operand. Okay, so plus plus 1, minus minus b, etc. are the unary operators. Assignment operator, assignment. Okay, assignment means single equals to. So whenever you want to assign particular thing, then it is coming under assignment. So an assignment operator is used for assigning a value to a variable. The most common assignment operator is equals to. Equals to means a equals to b. Suppose the value of a is 7 and b is equals to 6. So this is what is the meaning of this? It simply means regardless of whatever value of a, here the value of a equals to b means a equals to 6. Okay, consider these two things. Now come to a plus equals to b. A plus equals to b. So whatever value of b is given, the value of a becomes a plus b. So what is the value of a? A is I am using separately. Okay, now the statement start from here. So this is 7 plus 6 equals to 13. Similarly, here 7 minus 6 equals to 1. And here a equals to a star b means 7 into 6, that is 42. And 7 divided by 6 equals to 1. And 7 mod 6 equals to 1. Clear? So we will see in programming also. If you have any doubt, you can ask question from related with this assignment operator. Yes. You have any doubt? No doubt? Or everyone is in sleeping mode?
No, sir.
No.
No doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt, sir.
No doubts.
Yes.
No, sir.
Sure, na? If
Yes,
you
sir.
have, yes, okay. Now come to, yes. Any question?
I joined for the class. Yes,
Yes.
joined for the class. My network issue has been going on since last night. I couldn't join early, sir. And for this lecture, I get a recording.
I will upload this lecture in Microsoft Streams, okay, and I will share the links,
Okay,
okay.
sir.
So with Microsoft
Okay,
Stream, what
okay,
is
sir.
the problem? That you must have MET user ID, okay. Then only you will be able to use this.
Okay, sir.
Fine.
Okay.
Now come to relational operator. So what is the relational operator? A relational operator checks the relationship between two operands. Okay. Suppose A equals to 7 and B equals to 6. So these are the two operands and the value is also stored like 7 and 6. If the relation is true, it will return 1. If relation is false, it will return 0. So for example, here, let me solve whatever written is there. I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to show you A equals to B. You cannot write A equals to B. A equals to B is it is not relational. It is assignment operator. Okay. Here A equals to B. It means 7 equals to 6. No. So this will return 0. Okay. Then A is greater than B. A is greater than B. It means 7 is greater than 6. Yes. So it will return 1. Fine. Then less than. So 7 is less than 6. No. It will return 0. Then 7 not equals to 6. 7 is not equals to 6. Yes, 7 is not equals to 6. True. 7 is greater than or equals to 6. 7 is greater than or equals to 6. Yes. 7 is less than or equals to 6. No. So this is the relationship. 1 shows agreement of relation and 0 shows disagreement with that relation. Okay. So these are the relational operator. Okay. Whenever you relate something like Sharma ji का लड़का first आया है पूरे मोहल्ले में पूरी क्लास में. So Sharma ji का जो लड़का है it is related with the whole class. Okay. So this is the relationship. So with this we finish this complete set of C programming, introduction to C programming. Okay. And if you want to ask anything, you can ask. No question? So let
No,
me
sir.
show you something. So there are different languages. How the C was invented and what is actually it was developed accidentally. Okay. So C is a language and this was developed in 1972. Okay, not 1970s. It was in developing stage by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratories of AT&T, America Telephone and Telegraph, located in USA. And Dennis Ritchie is also known as founder of C language. Okay, so it was developed to overcome the problem of previous languages such as B, BCPL, etc. And even actually it was developed to be used in Unix operating system. It inherits many features of previous languages such as B, BCPL. So let us see different languages like Algol. Algol was developed in 1960 by International Group. BCPL in 1967, Martin Richard. P was developed by Ken Thompson, okay, and C was developed by later on Dennis Ritchie. K and R C, Kernighan and Dennis Ritchie has developed this language. K and R C programming. ANSI C was developed by ANSI. What is ANSI? ANSI is the American National Standard Institute. Okay, so this is ANSI. Then ANSI ISO. ISO is International Standard Organization or International Organization for Standardization. So this was developed by ISO committee. C99 was developed in 1999 and this was also developed by Standardization Committee, means ISO. Okay, so for this purpose we use different compilers because you all are using internet. So we are using the beauty of internet compilers also, but you cannot save the program there. So for this purpose, you can use DEV C++. Okay, just download this, and how to install this, I will show you the step by step, or you just install it and I will show you how to run. Okay, so DEV C++ is based on our GNU C++. Okay, so C++ means it is having power of C also. So what is the GNU? GNU is GNU's non-Unix. Okay, Unix, it is for GNU. So we will use this compiler, and some are using Turbo, but I'm not going with Turbo because Turbo is not standard compiler. Standard compiler is DEV C++, and if you are using Ubuntu operating system or Apple Mac is there, then also it is very easy to run your program. Okay.
Then we have to install it.
Yes. So there is, yes. You have any doubt? No doubt.
No, sir.
Okay, so from internet you need to download this tool and install it. I will show you how to run the program and we will start using programming. And there are several other questions related with programming, like we have left some
Screen is not
arithmetic.
shared, I think.
Yes.
The screen is not shared.
This screen is not shared. Okay. Okay. Now it is available.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this C programming, there are we have discussed the features of C also. Okay. And any means operators also we have discussed. There is no issue with operator. So we have not discussed the bitwise operator, but let us see different operators one by one, and their precedence also we have not discussed. It means precedence means you have a BODMAS rule. You know BODMAS rule?
Yes,
Have
sir.
you heard? Yes.
Yes.
So likewise, because it is operated over operator, so similarly with these operators, there are several rules. Okay. So these are the operators. Fine. So its preference is given. Parenthesis, square bracket, then minus, greater than, dot, plus plus, minus minus. So the associativity is from left to right. We need to solve first this, then this, and so on. Unary operator, multiplicative operators are there, additive operators are also there. Shift, this is left shift and right shift, is a special bitwise operator. Actually it is bitwise operator and it has not discussed. Relational has discussed. Equality operator is also kind of relational operator. Bitwise and, bitwise XOR, bitwise or, logical and, logical or, conditional. Okay, this is ternary. I had already shown you this belongs to ternary category. Ternary category of operator. Then assignment operators and comma is also having some associativity from left to right. So these are the operators and its precedence. Okay, so with this we finish our lecture, and now I am showing you, because from previous days there are some problem related with attendance. Okay, so I am putting absent mark of one